We have 130 delegates, trade unions, social movements, scholars, journalists, lawyers, writers, all congregated here today from about 34 countries for the People's Congress for the Hague Group to do one thing and one thing alone: to build a people's enforcement army across courts, ports, exports, factories and contracts to break the material arteries of the genocidal machine.
But imagination gives direction and hope. But alone, it doesn't dismantle systems of domination. To change reality, we need strategy, we need tactics, and above all, we need unity.
There is so much that we must do, and the people like this are the power. This is what we have ourselves. We have the law, which is on our side, on the side of justice. We have to walk in this world ethically, and we have ourselves.
I'm Thiago Ávila. I'm one of the steering committee members of the Global Smooth Flotilla. I'm from Brazil, and we are preparing the biggest mission ever attempted in solidarity with Palestine to break the illegal siege of Gaza, to create a people's humanitarian corridor, to rebuild Gaza together with the Palestinians without accepting the horrific colonizer plan from Trump and Netanyahu of the Board of Peace and the takeover that they're trying to do right now in Gaza as an excuse of a so-called ceasefire.
I get failed taking on one of the most richest, powerful companies that's worth $2.2 trillion, taking on one of the richest men in the world, Jeff Bezos, who's worth over $200 billion. How the hell did y'all defeat them and defeat that juggernaut? The answer's right there in this room, Doc. It's the power of people when we come together.
Yeah, Amazon is all connected. Amazon is heavily invested into this genocide, investing billions of dollars into a project called Project Nimbus, which is the intelligence that's being used to target and surveil Palestinians. But the one relationship that I have is just being a trade unionist, being the shield for the working class, the entire working class, without the exclusion of Palestinians. And that's just the duty and responsibility as any unionist. And when I saw that there was an opportunity for our labor unions in America to step up to the plate, that's something that I like to do. I always try to lead by example. And over the years, of course, I've learned the history going back to the first Nakba, how trade unions has always been a part of the resistance movement.
But one of the lessons of this Congress is that even if at times there is nothing that we can say, there is still something that we can do. The struggle for Palestinian liberation is fought and will ultimately be won by Palestinians. One of the questions we have discussed this weekend is how the international community, by which I mean not only nation states, but trade unions, civic society, protest groups, and even individuals, can stand in the way of genocide and support Palestinian liberation.
The arming of Israel to destroy Palestine is emblematic of the way the arms industry works around the world, and the way in which more and more public money goes on the arms industry. And I was pointing out that all that money is not money going on health, on housing, on environmental sustainability, and so much else. And so it is a wider political lesson that those who get involved in Palestine understand. And that means that you don't just turn up at a workplace and say to people, these bombs could be going to Gaza, don't do it, don't send them. You've actually got to do quite a long education process and quite a long solidarity process, and not patronize people, just explain this is what's happening, this is what the Palestinian people want us to do, because we're here in solidarity, not in direction. And so it's not up to Varsha or me to tell the Palestinian people how to live their lives, how to construct their struggle, how to reconstruct their society. It's up to us to express our solidarity with them.
To universities and partnerships that enable their crushing, to pension funds and investors divest from occupation and afterguard, these are not radical demands. They are minimal obligations under international law.
Yeah, so I discussed some of the things that Declassified UK has done to confront our government to ensure that it's no longer complicit in the genocide, complicit in the illegal US-Israeli invasion of Iran. So we've exposed the Israeli soldiers who've been training in Britain. The government subsequently said that they would no longer be allowed to train in Britain. We've exposed the arms shipments from Britain, particularly Elbit sites, to Israel. And in doing so, we've exposed all the various different loopholes in the UK arms export legislation. We've exposed, politicians on the street and military officials on the streets of London. We've doorstepped Sir Richard Knighton, the British Chief of the Defence Staff. We've doorstepped Oded Basiuk, an Israeli general who was trying to secretly visit Britain. Doorstepped Mark Rowley, the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police. Jonathan Reynolds, who was green-lighting arms exports to Israel as the former business secretary. So these are the kind of things that we're doing, and we're basically here today to kind of share our experience, share what's been successful, share what's been less successful, and strategize about how we can make that into a kind of more global movement.
What would you say to people who feel like they've completely lost trust in our institutions to hold Israel and US accountable, given that they can just veto any kind of resolution?
Yeah, but I think that we have put the United Nations and international law on a pedestal. And we like to tell ourselves that the Second World War was this moment of entire transformation of humanity. No, it was not, because colonization continued and colonialism continues, even if colonialism has been dismantled. Colonial mentality is still there. I think that the root cause of all troubles among humans is racism, discrimination against one another because of the color of the skin, because of the religion, because of the political power, because of the political ideas, identities, and identity politics are violent. So we need to take this opportunity to work on this, because what led to the genocide in this part of the world 100 years ago is exactly the same kind of social disease and wrong that is supporting and enabling the genocide of the Palestinian people.
We will see a free Palestine within our lifetimes, and we will see the freedom and the dignity and respect for all oppressed people in the world. Because I believe in the power of people when we come together. And when we fight that, we win. Every time. Open feet. Open scientific feet.